Did you see that news clip?
Leave a comment below.
Make sure you like and subscribe.
Make sure you like and subscribe.
Welcome to another episode of Clips of News, where I go over different news clips or news stories, news articles that I found that I just think are really, really cool, and I just like to share them with you guys. On today's episode, what I want to share with you guys is this amazing technology that I found. So this isn't really a news clip. I guess it kind of is, because it's an informative video informing you about some type of news or event that has occurred. So I guess it is kind of a news clip, but it's not from a traditional news company, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But nonetheless, these are devices that help you to hear by feeling. And I really wanted to share this because one, I've always loved sign language. Like I don't know why, but I love sign language. And when I was younger, in my early college days, I actually took a sign language class, and I was actually pretty good at signing. I had a friend who was deaf, and me and her used to sign. Shout out to my homegirl, you know what I mean? I heard she having a baby, but me and her used to sign. So I personally like sign language. Anybody who knows sign language, yo, please feel free to hit me up. I would love to get back into signing. One of the things that I actually learned from my sign language class is you can actually Google deaf communities in your area where they practice sign language, where deaf people get together in groups and just sign. They just hang out and talk, and they have their own little clubs and stuff like that. So I just thought it was really cool. And I personally feel like sign language is something that we should teach in schools, like elementary school. Everybody should learn signing, because it's a great thing to know. If you're at a party and it's really loud but you want to talk to somebody, you can sign. Maybe you're with people who don't know sign language and you want to talk to them, you can talk to them in a completely different language. And there was some news stories or people afraid that sign language will get you killed because gang members might think you throwing up gang signs. Come on, man, that's some ignorant stuff. Although most gang members are ignorant people, they don't really know much better. That's the reason why they're in these communities of violence. But whatever, I want to share a clip from this news story. The whole story is, of course, in the description below, but I just wanted to share this little part because I thought it was really, really cool. So let's check it out.
I did go through speech therapy. I can speak some. Hi. Like that, as an example.
Around 5% of the world's population is affected by some form of hearing loss. While hearing aids are helpful for some, they're ineffective or only partially effective for many deaf people. And cochlear implants are expensive and require an invasive surgery. Recently, inventors around the world have been working on new ways of letting deaf people experience sound.
私は今、耳の聞こえない人たち、その聴覚障害者と言われる人たちに音を伝えたいと。
思ったよりも強くて驚いたけど分かりやすいかなって思いました。
Something we don't remember, but all of us had to learn how to use our ears. So when we were born, our brains didn't know how to interpret all these volleys of spikes coming in. And eventually it became just the perceptual experience of hearing. And this is exactly what happens to people with the wristband. They start off saying, oh, there's something buzzing on my skin. And then after a while, they simply hear with it. Baby.
This こちらがコンテナです。っていうように音の大きさをここのマイクが取得して、で振動と光に変えるというものです。音の大きさを256段階の光と振動の強さに、オンテナはその補聴器とか人工内耳みたいにその何を喋ってるかの言葉まではわからないんですよね。 でも音程を使うことで、リズムとかパターンとか音の強弱っていった音の特徴っていうのを感じることができます。
コンテナが導入する前の生活なんですけども、八王子を外してまず歩くことができないます。音の強弱って車の接近かわからないので、そこにあって使えそうになったりすることがあるので、音程をつけることによって音の接近かわかるから、あ、来たなっていうのはわかります。
What the brain is really good at doing is taking in information and putting together a story of what's going on out there. But the surprising part is it doesn't care how it gets that information. So we're used to eyes and ears and nose and mouth and fingertips and so on, but it turns out that you can get the information in there a different way and the brain will figure it out. This is what's known as sensory substitution. So in my neuroscience lab, we got interested in this topic of sensory substitution and whether we could do that for people who are deaf. So we built a vest that has vibratory motors on it. So this is the vest that we built, and the vest captures sound and turns that into patterns of vibration on the skin of the torso.
Sleep. Work.
And deaf people could get so good at this that they were able to understand spoken words.
Where?
So we ended up shrinking that down over time to a wristband, and it's listening to the world, and it has vibratory motors all down here. And this is spread in a spectrum so that you're actually feeling the sounds from low to high, which is exactly what your inner ear does. Your inner ear picks up on sounds of the world, breaks it into low to high frequencies, and ships that off to the brain. We're doing the same thing, but we've transferred the inner ear to the skin. So that was a car engine starting, and I could feel the vibration on my skin of the engine, and of course, since it's mapped from low to high frequency, I feel it go up and down. I feel it spatially as well as the amplitude of it on my skin.
There's more to this story. I just wanted to show you guys these two major devices in the story, and the reason why this is like super cool, super important to me is that I have many fears in my life. Anybody who knows me will know that one of my major top two fears in life is being forgotten. That's number one. I don't want to be forgotten. I don't know. That movie Coco, I feel like that's life. When you're forgotten, you just cease to exist. You truly are like dead, because technically we're going to be dead longer than we are alive. But another fear that I have is losing one of my senses. And more so, this type of fear, to me, it shouldn't really be a fear. It's only a fear because society makes losing your senses or losing a limb a debilitating thing, right? So this kind of goes back into the sign language thing. What I was saying is sign language is something that should be taught in elementary and throughout, school. It should be something that's practiced in school. There's certain things that should be taught to us. Sign language, Braille, how to read Braille, and how to write Braille. Because just because you can't see or you can't hear, you shouldn't be unable to interact with other people. And it's not just a limitation to the people that can't hear and the people that can't see. It's literally a limitation to us, the people who can hear and can see, because we can't interact with those people. One of the greatest relationships that I've ever had in my life was with my friend who was deaf. Talking to her was amazing. It's cool. I liked hanging out with her. I enjoyed her company. Like it was a good experience for me. But one of the things that limited us was, one, I wasn't very proficient in sign language, and she of course didn't want to practice sign language. She would have preferred talking. And sometimes I used to feel like she preferred talking because she felt like not hearing was frowned on or something that wasn't acceptable or good. And in which case, there's nothing wrong with not being able to hear. As long as you can communicate, as long as you can interact with the world, who cares? Who cares about how you're receiving the information? Because hearing is a powerful thing. It helps us know when there's danger around. It helps us, to feel deep emotional connection to another person. It helps us to understand other people based on the inflection of their voices and the tone and the words that they're saying. But we're limited in our scope of understanding people in the world when all we can do is talk. It's kind of like knowing another language. In which case, that's something completely different that I don't necessarily think needs to be taught in school. That's something that you should go out and want to learn by yourself, another language. But sign language, Braille, these things are things that should be taught to all of us. Because when we don't know these things, again, we ostracize these people from our society. They have to create their own collectives, their own groups. And in all reality, they're just like the rest of us. The only difference is they just don't hear the way that we hear. Instead, they see. And if we're signing to them, then they see the language. Same way that, there are times when people have said that they can see, they can hear color. Even someone who can see can hear colors. You know what I mean? And that's a powerful thing. We say that we can see people's aura, we can see people's energies. If we believe in these type of things, we have to understand how, as a society, can we ensure that all people understand these things and all people can practice these things. The Braille thing is more so, I was reading about like disabilities, and it really hurt my heart to know the way that our society is set up, the way that we treat these people, the way that the laws are made to limit them in their ability to work, their ability to get married and have love and healthy relationships. It's like, who made these laws? These type of things are disgusting. Like, what are we doing as a species to one another? You know what I mean? And I can get it that corporations got to make money and America is built on money, but come on, man, at some point, we as a society, as a species, as humans, have to understand that we are all connected. We're connected by our spirit, by our ability to love one another and feel a deep emotional connection to each other. Because again, this is not a physical life. Yes, we are experiencing in the physical, but at the end of the day, we are spiritual creatures. We exist in the spiritual realm. We're just experiencing life in a physical aspect. But when we die, we will be dead longer than we are alive. Our spirits will live on. Our spirits will transcend this existence and go into another plane of existence. There are things that we don't even understand. Infrared light. There are molecular beings. We're talking atoms and molecules. There are so much to life that we just cannot grasp with our small human minds. You know what I mean? So I just think that it's just so weird how we treat the disabled. Even wheelchair ramps, automatic doors that open. That to me should have already been a norm. This should not be a public building where you have to actually touch the door. That just doesn't make any sense to me. All doors should be automatic. They should automatically open. That's just, one, it reduces germs. Two, it creates accessibility for everybody. Sign language, I love the language. I think it's beautiful. It's so emotional. It's so heartfelt. When you're talking and signing, it's like, yo, son, people can feel what you're saying. Just like when you're talking to somebody, they can feel what you're saying. They can feel your pain from the way that you sound, from your voice. Signing is the same thing. They're looking at your face. They can see your emotion. They can see your hand gestures. They can see, they feel you. It's like, signing is just beautiful. And again, I thought that this was a really cool news clip because, one, I love technology, and two, this is the type of technology that I like. This is what technology is made for. Technology is made to, one, ease the human experience. So it should make all of our lives a little bit more easy, a little bit more convenient. And two, Technology should create more of a bonding. It shouldn't separate us. It should bond us together even more. Social media, to me, it has bonded us together even more. We get online and we like to live stream. We want to feel connected to other people. We like things. We like memes. We feel bonded by these memes. Hey, did you see this video? That meme is like my life. This meme reminded me of you. That person said some real stuff. I agree with them. That's what technology is for, to connect us as humans, to connect our spirits, at least in my opinion. So check out the full clip. The link is in the description. Again, really cool technology. I just wanted to share with everybody. And thanks for watching another episode of Clips of News, man. Let's all remember that we all out here trying to do the same thing. Just be happy and survive. Y'all stay blessed.